Hello, AfterBuzzers! You're watching AfterBuzz TV's after show for New Girl episodes 17 and 18. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Oh my gosh, this is actually happening.
Joke that we're gonna start with this song. Oh my gosh!
It's getting turned up
I
in here.
love Wednesdays. Turned up Wednesdays.
It should be turned up Tuesdays.
No,
We should be doing this every Tuesday.
I know we should be. Maybe next Tuesday.
Maybe next
oh my god,
Tuesday.
it's a bird. It's a plane.
I love it.
Oh,
I
I'm so
love
excited. I'm so happy. Great and bizarre way to start the show, but you know what? We're going with it. Guys, happy Wednesday, happy hump day.
Yes.
Sorry we're here tonight on Wednesday instead of recapping on Tuesday, but we have, I guess you could say we technically have three episodes that we're gonna, we'll just kind of touch on the last one since it's
Yeah.
a little sad. Well, as you all know, Prince passed away last week, and so they did a tribute episode. After last night's episode 17 and 18, they just replayed the Prince episode, which is such a good episode, by the way.
It was such a great episode.
I actually have never, I think that was the first time I've really ever, learned anything about Prince. I've never really known his personality before. And just watching, how Jess was with him, I just felt like, okay, that is Prince. I felt like he wasn't acting.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that's him.
I'm pretty sure
him.
too. I liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was really sweet, and I thought it was very touching. It was kind of fitting too. And after he passed away, I know Zoe. I don't know if the other ones tweeted too, but I know Zoe was just like, oh, I loved working with him. He's a great person, and this was really sweet. But let's talk about happy things. So tonight, it was actually a great pairing of episodes. They actually fit really well right after another.
They did.
I kind of hope that the next couple, was it 4 weeks that we have of New Girl?
I think.
A couple weeks that we have of New Girl. I hope that it's kind of like this thing where it's, they kind of, reflect off one another, and they fit so well.
It's like a full hour of an actual hour-long episode.
Right.
Yeah.
And oh my goodness. Sorry, this whole save thing has just thrown me off. Guys, I'm your host, Kellie Knezovich. I'm sorry?
I said it's her favorite song.
Right now, it's just on repeat. I'm your host, Kellie Knezovich, and you guys can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Kellie Knez. You can follow all of us here at AfterBuzz on social media at AfterBuzz TV. And I got my girl with me.
Of course. Hey guys, I'm Michelle Fee, and you can follow me on Twitter at _Michelle Fee.
I just get so excited whenever you say your Twitter handle, because it's so short and simple. Back to tonight's episode, or last night's episodes. It was the Bachelor and Bachelorette parties, and
I will say though, the second part, or the Bachelorette party, was my favorite.
Was it?
Yeah.
I'm glad they showed that one second.
Me too.
I feel like it probably, had it been opposite, it would have been, I don't know if I'd say a letdown, but it would have.
It
had a different vibe.
It kind of would have been, because the Bachelor party was kind of a slow and steady up to what the Bachelorette party was, and you got to end on a high, on a good high.
Oh,
no pun intended.
I was gonna say pun for sure intended on that one. We will get to that episode in a second. Let's talk about episode 17, Road Trip. From the title, I honestly had no idea that it was going to be based on Bachelor and Bachelorette parties.
Same.
But I'm really pleased it happened. We first see Schmidt and Cece in the car, and there was kind of an almost accident. And this guy comes out of the car. I fear for my life. Honestly, whenever there's a situation and that this could happen to me, I'm like, oh my gosh, the guy's going to come out of his car and he's going to get a gun and he's going to kill me.
Oh my God. Of course, it just escalates in your mind.
It's just, your mind
if he
always
gets
goes
out
to
of
the
his
worst
car,
place.
drive away.
But he was blocking the car, though.
You're right.
They were kind of screwed anyway.
Okay, yeah,
but anyway, so this guy gets out of the car and he's just like, Toby. And they're like, what's happening?
Right.
Turns out Toby is the guy's name. And he wanted to, I guess that was kind of his way of standing up and being like, hey, you want to fight? But I'm not really saying let's fight, but it's more just watch out, I'm Toby, you'll never forget my name type of thing.
And he didn't.
He did not. And at that point it was Schmidt deciding, no, we are not going to Tokyo, because that obviously didn't pan out.
Yeah, that would have been so cool though.
That would have been a fun episode to film.
Oh my God, such a fun episode.
Yeah. So instead they're going to Vegas for a bachelor party. And it was more like a they wanted to go. He's like, let's go to Vegas and be like men, or it's gonna be a total bro fest. So they end up going to like a car dealership to try to get this. Just so reminded me of like The Hangover.
Yeah, like they were trying to get like a convertible, like drop top car or whatever.
And then the rest of the bachelor party, who I totally forgot about, by the way.
Same.
It was Robbie, Big Schmidt, and the older guy that I don't know his name.
I don't know his name, and I also don't remember why
the
he's
relation.
there.
I know. I feel like he's
Who
just,
is he?
I feel like he's just random. Like that was just kind of like a random person that they put in.
But like Cece only has a bridesmaid or like a maid of honor.
No.
Like
she has Winston.
okay, well, she has 2.
That we know
Schmidt
of.
has like 4.
Yeah. Interesting. That'll be a fun wedding. We'll see it in a couple weeks.
You're right.
So anyway, they end up not buying a Corvette or renting a Corvette. They end up getting motorcycles instead. They called them motorcycles, but were they motorcycles?
They looked like ATVs.
They really did. And so Schmidt was on one, and Nick was on the other, and then the rest of the guys were in Big Schmidt's van, minivan.
It's a minivan.
So anyway, they're driving down the road. I really enjoyed the music in this episode. Mm-hmm. They played some great songs. They played not Thunder. Is it Thunderstruck by AC/DC?
I don't know.
Well, anyway, AC/DC. So they're going down the highway, and I love how Schmidt and Nick were trying to talk to each other, and they're like, "What? I can't hear you. What? What?"
Like, you know, like, no, I just said what?
No, what did you say? What? Anyway, Nick gives Schmidt a cigar. Super guyish things.
Super cash.
They end up going off the road. Schmidt ends up like kind of turning over on the motorcycle, and who was it? Nick that was like, I didn't know you could fall over on one of those things, or somebody said that.
It was,
and Schmidt was like, yeah, you can't, but I just did. Trying to prove his manliness for sure.
Right.
So anyway, they see this bar. It had a biker bar, middle of nowhere. Which, by the way, on the way, do you take the 15 or the 10 to Vegas from LA?
I don't know,
I can't remember.
but I've
but
never
there is
seen
nothing
a
like
bar.
that. It is just you have that big old thermometer. And that's about it.
Thermometer?
Oh, yeah. It tells you that you have seen it for sure. We'll discuss after.
Okay. I'm like, what?
So they get inside the bar, and, Nick kind of preps him to be like, how to be a man. And when you get in there, like, throw your helmet down and say, watch this. And, he's trying to be all manly and everything.
Super macho.
So he goes over to the jukebox.
Yeah.
And he just, presses a random button. And
Katy Perry.
It's so good.
Such a Vegas thing to do. Such a Vegas thing.
Such a Vegas song too, JK. So Big Schmidt is kind of doing his own thing. He's flirting with what did he call her? It was like his flower power or something, like his.
I don't know.
He's
really
flirting.
Weird.
It's bizarre. Meanwhile,
wait, doesn't he have a wife?
Divorced.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they have that conversation in the car, and
just kidding.
Winston's like, oh, yeah, you're going to hit that from behind or something. Clearly not paying attention to the fact that they're talking about his divorced wife. And it turns out that he's on his phone because
Jess texts him.
Yes.
Which we won't understand until the next episode.
Well, she does say that she saw Allie.
Yeah. Well, she said something about Allie and Tripp, and then it was something about
Squirts?
Squish.
Is on Squirts or Squish? Something.
It was one of those.
And so
which
Winston, is just he's waiting to hear back, like, oh, what does this mean? Like,
yeah,
is Allie single type of thing? So he gets a text back. However, because he's clearly not paying attention and he's on his phone, Big Schmidt takes the phone and is like kind of holding it hostage for a little bit. So anyway, they are inside the bar, and Winston's like, you know what? Allie's never gonna like me. Like, screw it. Let's just get drunk.
Bummer talk.
I know, and it's like a bachelor party. It's supposed to be all fun and not sad and
I know
missing girls and stuff like that. So Winston's like, yeah, she's never gonna like me. So let's just get drunk. Let's just get wasted. So I think he takes 5 shots of whiskey. He's like, this is really poor quality whiskey.
But then also, like, can you die from that? It's like 5 shots of whiskey at once.
He even said, he's like, my frame can't handle this.
Yeah, exactly.
So anyway, the boys, as in Schmidt and Nick, head over to the bar, and they're like, oh, can we get shots of, was it whiskey as well?
Yeah, they asked for whiskey.
Whiskey with ice.
But on ice.
And these other, these guys that are in the bar are like, hey, what do you think you're doing?
Yeah.
What do you do? We're in a drought. Like, oh, where are you from? LA? Oh, of course you guys are from LA, trying to ask for ice. And
Taking all our water.
Does
Vegas even have water?
I mean, it's a desert.
Yeah.
I do know that in the hotels, they're always saying, like, oh, please consume, like, if you don't want your towels washed, like, just hang them dry. We don't want to use a lot of water. Anyway, so they're like, oh, let's go outside and fight, like men, just like how men do. Definitely escalated way quickly.
Yeah, it went from 0 to 100 super quick.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. And then there was another moment, too, where, again, these biker dudes are just bizarre. So they're going outside to fight.
The whole thing was bizarre. They were like hippies, but also like biker-ish. It was a really weird vibe.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I don't know what to call them.
Same.
I don't know what they are.
Same. They're people.
They're people.
They're people. But weird people.
Bizarre people, indeed.
Yeah.
So Schmidt kind of has like a little one-on-one chat with Nick, and he's like, I'm trying to act all manly because I got yelled at in front of Cece, and I need to prove that I can defend her, because if I can't, like, what kind of husband am I going to be? And Nick, props to Nick, man.
Yeah.
He had good lines this episode.
He did.
He's
growing up, like we always say. They're
gonna older. So he was basically saying, like, of course, like, it's not about, you shouldn't be concerned about something like that. It's 2016, it's not like you need to always stand. This is going to come out weird in my mouth. I'm trying to figure out how to phrase it how the show did. But it's 2016. Like, you don't need to fight civil wars. You don't need to fight, like, to prove your love for Cece. Like, right. And he was giving examples, too, of how Schmidt helps out Nick, and how he, is always giving advice, and he always has Nick's back.
Right.
And Schmidt really liked hearing that.
It was such a sweet moment.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I did like it a lot. And so when they're outside getting ready to fight, Schmidt, it's like 2 against 14 people.
Yeah, I thought it was just going to be 2 against 2.
Yeah,
but that was not the case.
No, it was not the case by any means.
It was an unfair fight.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, we did see that Winston and the rest of the Bachelor party, they came out to help too, kind of.
Kind of. Things were going well for a while.
Well, I mean, I don't know if I'd say well. They just were kind of stalling. Just because Schmidt, all of a sudden, he takes on the whole persona that Toby did in the beginning. So he's like, Schmidt, I'm Schmidt.
And this is Nick.
And this is Nick Schmidt. And I was like, this is brilliant. I just didn't even see that one coming. I liked it a lot.
Oh,
so anyway, Winston at this point is super drunk, and he hears Schmidt. And so he's like, what? Oh, we got to go. And he's like going out there, and he's trying to protect his guys. And he ends up like kicking a mirror off a car. And
he does kind of kick some ass, though.
Yeah.
For a little bit.
And then they get their asses kicked.
Yeah.
So it turns into like a big old fight scene. It actually kind of reminded me of remember in Anchorman when like all those different groups came out and they were just like fighting for like a good 5 minutes.
Yeah,
that's different news crews and everything. So that's kind of what it reminded me of. Turns out, okay, so at the end of the fight, they're all kind of just chilling and like drunk still, and they have bruises and band-aids galore. And Winston gets his phone back, and he finds out that Allie is single.
Yeah, it was. I didn't know how to feel about that at that moment.
Why?
Just because I had a feeling that, like, it wasn't real.
Really?
Yeah. Like, it just, like, seemed kind of sketchy. Like, why would Jess just say that and not explain, like, what happened? Or, like, try to call him and contact him and, you know what I mean? Because, like, she's not the kind of person to just
she's single.
Be super vague about things. Like, she's gonna call you up and be like, so here's what happened.
That's a really good point. I didn't think about that. I was just more excited that Allie is single at this point.
Yeah.
In the show.
Same. I mean, I was excited about it. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
I was just a little skeptical.
Yeah. So meanwhall, Winston's like, oh my gosh, like, I can't tell her how I feel about her. And, again.
Like he starts freaking out.
I mean, hashtag whiskey. But still, you have Nick, who is just such a good guy. And he goes over and he's, giving him props, and he's saying you have a heart of gold, and you are good enough, Winston. And because Winston always thinks he's not good enough for Allie, or really in life in general. I feel like he always kind of looks down on himself.
Yeah,
but Nick is right there to save the day.
He is right there.
And Yeah, he gives Winston major like kind of a confidence booster.
Yeah.
I like it.
Same.
Let's see. So at the end of the episode, Schmidt's like, this is the best bachelor party ever. Like, who would want anything more from a bachelor party other than hearing your best friend tell you that he loves you? Right. And they're like, oh my gosh, Nick, you said that. And he's like, no, I didn't say that. No.
Like, yeah, you did.
I loved it though. Nick was great this episode.
Nick has been great consistently. Yeah.
Oh, one thing I did want to mention. Remember when Winston was it? I think it was after the fight. Winston was like, "Look at this. This is a beret." And Allie wears this beret whenever she's on duty, and I kept it, and I thought that was so sweet. I was actually typing.
But why did he I want to know now why he kept it. Like, how did he get that from her? You know what I mean?
Maybe she took it off after her shift or something.
And he stole it from her.
Stole it? No, he kept it as like a memorabilia. I like it.
He sees her all the time.
I know, that's true. I'll see you tomorrow. I'll take your Brett, by the way.
Right. But that is really sweet.
And I was actually typing, trying to figure out how to spell Brett. I don't know why. It was a struggle for me, but I was typing, and all of a sudden I hear someone say, "Yeah, it reminds me of my ex." And I look up and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, is Nick saying that?" Because let's be real, like Jess wears Bretts all the time.
Yeah.
And it was Big Schmidt. But I got so excited for a second. Was it
Big Schmidt or like the old guy?
It was Big Schmidt was saying, it reminds me of my ex, and then the old guy was saying something like
that's sweet or something.
Yeah, it's like that's true love or something like that.
Yeah.
But I got so excited because I hear he reminds me of my ex, and I'm like, oh, Nick, yes, is that you talking? No.
Do you have you noticed though that Nick I don't think he ever refers to Jess as his ex.
I think he did with Sam when they were like having those conversations.
Did he?
I want to say he did, just because he was saying things like, yeah, it's weird that we both dated the same person, but she's my ex, or I want to say he did.
Yeah.
But that's interesting. I'll have to keep an eye out for that.
Same. Because I feel like he doesn't call her that often.
I mean, he usually calls her Jess.
Yeah.
And when she came back from jury duty, he's like, Jessica. And I'm like, oh.
Oh my God, of course.
But yeah, no, it's usually Jess. Good call on that one.
Yeah. I mean, I know that's her name and stuff, but you know what I mean.
I got you, girl. Anything else from the Bachelor Party?
I think
it pretty much just ends there.
Yeah, it was a pretty tame episode.
Yeah. We find them coming back to the loft in the next episode, so we'll get there in just a second.
Yeah.
For the second episode, again with the viewer discretion is advised, and I'm like, okay, new girl, what is going on with these viewer discretion is advised? I don't understand. Mm-hmm. And then it's Cece's bachelorette party, and it's just Cece and Jess. I thought that was sweet.
Yeah, I did too. I kind of thought though that Jess was going to like plan this huge party.
Well, see, remember she tried that the first time, and she even says here, she's like, it's bachelorette party 2.0. Because remember the first one when she was marrying.
Oh, I can't remember his name, but the guy
who's British, Taylor Swift. Yeah. Yes. And then she, had the strippers and like, was it pin the penis on the donkey?
Oh, right,
or the mailman or something?
Oh God.
Not male, like MAIL, but like MALE. Okay. Anyway, so and then it was a disaster.
Right.
So this time it was just Jess and Cece. And it was really sweet because it was kind of their old, I guess, like memories. They were watching Anne of Green Gables. And then Jess brings out a bong.
Giant bong.
I was shocked. I was like, and viewer discretion is advised.
I was like, Jessica, who are you?
And she's like, I get high once every 10 years. I was like, this is crazy.
It is crazy.
This is something that we've never seen Jess do. And we've never expected that she would ever do anything like this.
Yeah, because she seems like such a, like, innocent person.
She does everything, yeah. And, I mean, that's not to say that, like, people who are innocent.
Right.
But I just, I mean, she's like she drinks wine, but, and then she does drink sometimes at the bar. Like, she'll have shots here and there. But I don't know, it just never crossed my mind. I think that's why I was really shocked. I was like, oh, girl, okay.
Yeah.
This is a bachelorette party for sure.
A one-of-a-kind bachelorette party.
Yeah, exactly. So she's calling herself its return of Hi Jess. And also, I honestly think my favorite line of tonight, sorry, I keep on saying tonight, but of Tuesday night, both episodes, when they're sitting on the couch, and Jess is like, "Hey, do you remember Coach?"
Oh, yeah.
And Cece's like, "Yeah."
Like, it was such a delayed response, but it was great.
But I was like, "Thanks for bringing in Coach."
Yeah.
I loved it. I just, again,
yeah.
I wasn't expecting that. But that was, that whole scene when they were watching Anne of Green Gables and they had the socks on and they're trying
why?
I'm sorry?
Why did they have socks?
I
don't remember.
I don't know why.
I remember her bringing out socks, like when she was like taking stuff out of her bag, like, this is what we're doing tonight, and she had like 2 pairs of socks, and I didn't understand. And then, the whole sock
that was fun though,
happened.
and like with the whole glasses when she's like, I can hear better when I don't have my glasses on.
That was great.
And then Cece tried it too. Of course, Cece doesn't wear glasses, and she kind of
like, I can hear the TV.
And I can hear the TV. Oh my gosh, there's a TV. So let's see. They also have the munchies at that point too. So she has they have kettle corn, or popcorn, and Jess ends up getting it from Nadia, who was Cece's old roommate.
Oh,
and like
the lead?
Yeah, the model.
Yeah.
Who, remember, she
was pregnant.
had a baby. Yeah, because that's when they were fighting. Remember, over those text messages where it was like, double smiley face. Or no, it was double syringe. Yeah. That whole scene.
Yeah.
So yeah, she got the weed from Nadia. Doorbell rings, and it's a package. A pretty large package. And,
no pun intended.
Oh my gosh, tonight's episode is just a nightmare.
It's full of puns.
It's full of puns. So Cece's like, "Oh, are you a stripper? Like, you're for sure a stripper. And why don't you take off your pants?" and everything like that. And these girls are going crazy over this guy.
It was a little awkward.
You thought it was awkward?
Yeah, I felt bad for him. But then again, like,
I felt like he was used to it. He's like, "I know I'm sexy.
Yeah.
I know."
He's like, "I'm also a dancer. But this is my job, and I do dancing on my own time."
It's so funny, and they're just totally like, would you call it catcalling?
Yeah, they're totally catcalling him.
And he's just walking away, and they're like, keep
yeah.
walking away. We like that view. I was like, okay.
It's like, okay.
So they end up opening the package, and it is a bread maker.
Which I didn't know those things existed.
Really?
Yeah, I thought people just like make bread themselves. I didn't realize there was like a bread maker.
Oh,
like oven, like a bread maker oven thing.
Oh no! It like you put all the ingredients in there, and then like I use it every year for Christmas. We do cinnamon rolls in there, so we make our own bread.
Oh, okay.
Bread dough. And
does it like make it for you?
It kneads it, like it it mixes everything. You set it down for like an hour or two. And it just does its own thing and mixes everything, so it's kind of like it creates a dough.
Oh, interesting.
But yeah, and so they get this note from Schmidt's mom.
Yeah,
Lois, I think her name was. And it's basically saying, "Cece, anyone can use it. All you have to do is press a button. I'm sure you'll be able to figure it out." It's
after
like
a couple of times.
After a couple of times, how rude!
So rude.
I forgot. I remember.
I can't remember how his mom is like though. Like I couldn't.
Do you
tell
remember
if it was
that episode
joke?
when she came to visit and Schmidt was just so like, doing everything that she would say, and she'd constantly put him down and say like, "Oh, you need to send out your thank you cards," and he's like, "Yes, Mom. Yes, I do." Yeah. Very like, you are a grown man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Cece is pissed, to say the least.
I would be too. I don't blame her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And what do they do on that point?
They beat the shit out of her.
Yeah. They find this stick, which Jess had behind her back. She's like, "Oh no, let's use this instead." And they end up just like whacking it and ruining it. And then it's just like this metal piece of
tin.
It's just
or whatever.
It's just all like caved in.
Crazy.
And gross. So they're like, "Oh, Schmidt calls." Did he say they're on their way back or what?
No, he was like, "Oh, I just got an email saying we got our first like gift."
That's right. Can you open
bring it in?
Yeah, bring it in. I'm going to tell you what it is. Spoiler alert, it's a bread maker. It's from my mom. And they're like, Cece's like, shoot.
Like, crap.
So he knows about it. So they go to the store, they go back to the mall, and they try to get a new one. And this bread maker is $1,200.
Yeah.
$1,200?
You know what? To save that, like, I feel like if they had sat down and thought about it and they weren't high, they probably should have just come up with like a passive aggressive like revenge scheme
with the mom.
Yeah.
How so?
Like, I don't know. I mean, I haven't gotten this far, Kelly. Like, I just came up with it right now.
Yeah,
but, like,
no.
Yeah, like if they weren't high and they were actually thinking straight, like she probably would have called or like done something like just to get her back.
I don't know. I feel like Cece's very spur of the moment type of thing. Like, remember when she was moving everything out of her apartment?
Yeah.
And Jess's boss called. The principal, and she answered it, and she's like, "How dare you speak to my friend this way?" Like, it was just all of a sudden, spur of the moment. It wasn't really well thought out. I feel like Jess is the planner.
Yeah.
Cece's just kind of a go with the flow type of chick. I mean, let's talk about her wedding dress again. Remember that whole situation of getting drunk and buying the most random thing?
Yeah. The most horrible dress ever that lit up, which I want to know what's going to happen with that. They haven't addressed it at all.
The dress.
Yeah,
we'll see it in a couple episodes. I mean, we know, like, it has to change. It cannot be that hideous on her wedding day.
No. Okay, I have a prediction, but we'll obviously wait.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we'll get there. So anyway, basically they're like, yeah, Schmidt's mom doesn't think I can take care of her boy. Oh my gosh, what if I can't? What if I can't take care of Schmidt? So it's kind of sweet that they were both concerned that they are not good, like, basically that they're not good enough, spousal material.
Yeah.
For the other person. That's sweet.
It was sweet. And it was also like kind of, I don't want to say weird, but it felt like they were both like dwelling on like their gender roles. You know what I mean? As opposed to like not living in the moment now. Like things have changed since like what, the 50s, the 80s or whatever.
Well, that's exactly what Nick was saying too. Yeah. Like back then things are so different. I mean, Cece, I was like that scene in, I think it was the second episode, not second episode of the season, but the Bachelorette Party, where Cece's just like on her phone and Schmidt's like, oh, we want this for our registry and this and this and this, and she again is just on her phone. I'm like, geez Louise, like Schmidt is planning this wedding.
I would have had so much fun with that registration gun for
sure. Oh my gosh. I mean, he was having a blast. I was like, I want to join in the fun.
I know.
But yeah, I mean, 2016, things are so different.
Right.
So they end up going back to the mall. They bring the damaged bread maker back to the mall. Meanwhile, they're still high. How did they get there? I don't even want to think about it.
I don't know.
Hashtag Uber, hashtag Lyft.
You right.
The safe way.
It is 2016.
I know. So they go back to the mall. They end up running into Allie and Tripp. And Tripp is trying to figure out this thing with an owl. So Tripp is not paying attention. And Allie's just, trying to... She's there for, she's like, this is a big time in my life. So I think it was there for her 5-year
anniversary.
Yeah.
But I don't know why they were at like
it was like a
Crane Barrel or whatever, like a kitchen store.
Yeah. Maybe like she's buying her, maybe she's buying herself like a little gift, like a little treat, celebratory thing.
Oh, and Tripp wanted a left-handed spatula. What is that? That's like saying I want to like.
Well, exactly. That's like saying I want a left-handed baseball, or like I want a left-handed phone. Like it just that's not a thing, Tripp. So I'm kind of guessing at this point he's out of the picture, but we'll get to that in a second. Sorry, I'm jumping ahead. I'm too excited. So basically, they see this. This model that is in the store, and they're like, oh, can we just have that one? And they're like, no, like it needs to stay there to showcase the other bread makers that we have. And so they go over and they're trying to swap it out. And this, I wish I could remember how, like the tone of it, but it basically was saying like, feel like baking love.
Oh yeah,
and like feel like baking. I forget how it went. But
it was just so annoying.
It was so funny though,
super loud.
Because I loved how Jess was like, "Where's this music coming from?" She's like, putting her hands over everything, and of course it's making noises. Yeah, over the sensor, and feel like baking.
Oh
I'm like, oh my gosh, this is gonna go on forever. So they end up swapping it out, not so secretively.
Yeah, it was, oh my God, it was so loud.
It was super loud.
And they also tried to steal bread.
Munchies,
Yeah. The struggle was clearly real.
Very, very real. But I completely understand it. If I saw a loaf of bread, if I saw croutons, Cece was going straight for the bowl of croutons.
Duh.
I would for sure be there.
Why would you say no to croutons?
Why would you say no to loaves of bread? Not just a loaf, loaves of bread.
Or bread in general.
When I was in the 8th grade, we went to France on an 8th grade trip. I stole a baguette. I did get caught.
France?
Yeah, I mean, basically, I'm just trying to say, like, I stole a baguette.
Yeah.
And I got caught by the hotel
bread.
people. But like, I would go to extreme measures to get my hands on loaves of bread.
Obviously. Clearly.
2016, man.
Clearly.
Times, they are changing. So basically at the next point, we see Allie and Trip having this argument, and basically Trip walks away. I thought it was a fight, but because we learned from the first episode that Allie and Trip broke up, I was like, oh, well, clearly this means that it's a breakup.
Yeah.
So.
But it seemed like they didn't even say the words breakup.
No.
Though.
But because I had that in my mind, Allie and Trip are broken up, I was like, okay, well, this means that they're broken
writers.
I know.
They did that on purpose.
So they end up running into Allie again, and Allie's like, here, let me help you carry this out. And they're being so awkward.
Yeah.
And they're just all over the place. And, the mall security's like, this is awful.
Right.
We're handcuffing you and taking you to
mall prison.
I don't know where. Probably like in
it was
the
like a
basement
Lost
or something.
in
I know. So they're just sitting in the sitting there, and Cece again is going over the whole, what if I'm not good enough for Schmidt? What if I can't take care of him? If I can't take care of a bread maker, how am I going to take care of my husband? And Jess is like...
Which was like a really good, I don't know the word for it, but it was just like, you know how they call the bread maker of the family the person who does
like the breadwinner?
Yeah. Or the breadwinner.
I didn't even think... Look
so
at
many
you.
puns this episode.
You are brilliant. What would I do without you? I didn't even think about that.
Obviously not survive.
Clearly. I'd just be craving bread all the time. Oh, wait, JK, I already am. So Jess is, giving her, would you call it advice? Or just...
it was like the same speech that Nick gave
pretty much
Schmidt,
the same thing. Yeah, she just kept on saying, like, you're a mama bear. Like, you're a good...
one and the same.
Yeah. Don't even get me started. I'm so excited. So she's, saying, like, she's just being so supportive of Cece.
Yeah.
And saying, you're my mama bear. Like, you're, you take care of things. You get things done.
Yeah.
And Allie was like, man, I wish I had someone in my life that cares about me the way that you two care about each other.
Oh, my God.
And Jess and Cece lost it.
Well, no, Jess was losing it. And Cece's like, don't say anything. Zip it. Don't say a single word. And Jess is like, I have to tell her. I have to, Winston and everything. And Cece's just trying to prevent it from happening. Yeah.
And Jess.
It eventually happened.
Yeah, it happens. Basically, before this happens, though, Jess kind of somehow says, I'm stoned, or something about being stoned. And the cop hears that. And
the mall cop.
The mall cop,
He's not a real cop.
Yeah, and I feel bad for Allie, who's like, I'm a real cop. Yeah. Like, this is not a real thing. And Cece basically threatens the cop, and to save Jess. And,
She's
Jess
being Mama Bear.
Exactly what Jess said. Jess is like, Mama Bear. At that point,
which was such a great moment. Like,
why?
I just love the entire thing, how they were so stoned, and then when that happened, everything was just in slow motion.
Yes.
And she was just throwing crap at him, and baby shoes and all this stuff, and it was just
I loved
amazing.
Jess's her lines and her emotions, because everything was just so much bigger this episode. I mean, it was so. Right. She went really over the top. But I feel like if she was not stoned, she'd be like, oh my gosh, Winston, we have to tell her.
Right.
But this time it was like, Winston, just crazy over the top.
Right.
I loved it. I thought it was a fun little take on Jess. So she ends up spilling the beans and tells Allie that Winston has a crush on her.
Yeah. Of course.
Typical. And by the way, Allie looks so pretty.
Yeah, she looked great.
I think the only other time we saw her not in uniform was when they went to brunch. Was it last episode?
Yeah, last episode.
With Schmidt and Winston and Tripp. And she's beautiful. She's really pretty.
Oh, Allie.
Yes. So they're back at the loft. And
still
high. Yes. And the guys end up showing up. all bruised up. You know, Schmidt's got his Band-Aid here.
Yeah.
They're just like a dirty mess of just guys. And
gross.
Oh, also, did you know the song that they're singing, the Allison song?
No, I didn't never heard of that song.
Yeah, as much as I was like, I love the songs that they played in
the last
Tuesday night's episode.
Right.
I didn't know that song, so 2 out of 3. Yeah, so they end up singing a song about Allison because Winston said, you know, funny thing about Allie is her, you know, they call her Allie because her name is Allison.
It's short for Allison.
It's short for Allison. So they start singing, and Allie's like, my name is not Allison.
Yeah, she's like, it's not, that's really sweet, but it's not short for Allison.
And Winston's like, okay, I'm just going to tell you everything. And Jess and Cece are like, no, like, don't do that. Yeah. And Winston's like, guys, don't worry, I got this. Like, he had so much confidence.
Yeah,
Props
he
to
did.
Winston. He is just...
Go Nick and Winston.
Yeah.
Winnie the Bish.
Winnie the Bish. He's killing
Winnie
it.
the Bish.
So he tells Allie, you know, I really would like to take you on a real date.
Yeah.
And Allie's like, that's sweet, but
Tripp and I are not broken up.
we are not broken up. And Jess's face, she's like,
It's like there was some sort of
miscommunication. Yeah, so Allie at this point is like, you know, it's not short for Allison, but great effort. And Winston's like, you know, Tripp's a good guy. Don't worry about me. I'll be fine. I'm just going to go, what do you say? Like, I'm going to go try to burn my face or something.
I thought he said he was going to go cry in his room, but that's just me.
Basically, it was along those lines. And he's like, oh, by the way, happy cop-anniversary. You've been a cop for 5 years. I was going to say happy... Police Navidad, I think it was.
Yeah, that's what it was.
But anyway, congratulations. I'm very proud of you.
Yeah.
And Allie's like, oh my gosh, like you remember. Like that was super touching.
It was such a big deal for her.
It was a really big deal because that's kind of why she was at the mall in the first place with Tripp.
Yeah.
And Winston remembered. It shows how much he cares.
Yeah, it really does.
He's a good guy. And then the big moment.
I actually spoiled that for myself last night when I was on Twitter because someone retweeted a gif of that. I know, so I knew it was coming.
Okay, well,
I just didn't
they
know
ended
when.
up kissing. It's a good thing, though.
It was great, though. Yeah.
I'm bummed that it got spoiled for you.
Yeah, well, what are you going to do?
But at least they kissed. I mean, we've been wanting that. I feel like every prediction is like, oh, I want Winston to get back with Allie. And, you know, I want him to get with Allie.
Because he deserved it.
He did deserve it.
And then he told her he was married.
Yeah, and she's like, I'm sorry, what? And he's like, it's just a prank, don't worry. Like, so bizarre.
Like, no one understands that it's a prank.
No, not at all.
How do you get married for a prank?
So these guys end up coming into the house or into the loft and like putting black bags on their head. And I'm like, oh, okay, they are getting robbed. Like something is happening.
Kidnapped.
Yeah, they're just, this is not ending up good. Bachelor
really
and
scary.
Bachelorette Party gone bad. Turns out they put him in like a van or a truck or something.
Yeah, I was actually, before like it was revealed what was happening, I was trying to read the logo on the truck, but it was just went by too fast. Did you catch that?
No, I didn't. Good eye though. So anyway, they take off their bags and I was gonna say masks. It's like that's not the right word. And Nadia is there, and she is just like, "Hey, it's a Russian bachelorette party." And the guys, bachelor party, they're like, "I don't know how I feel about this. It's weird." Allie and Winston start dancing, and Robbie and Nadia get together.
Yeah.
Also, Robbie was telling Cece, he's like, I have a confession to make. I'm still in love with you. Don't marry Schmidt. Marry me instead. And they're like, no, just don't bring this up right now.
Robbie, now is not a good time.
No, it's not a good time. And then I think it was the last scene, or last part of the scene, Jess and Nick are just in the back over there. And, it's a best man and maid of honor. They go take a shot together.
Yeah, that was cute.
And, bonding.
Yeah, and then Nick gets a tattoo.
Oh, yeah, that's right, of a shamrock.
I wonder why.
I mean, it's Nick. Is there any logical reason for that?
Right. No logical reasons whatsoever.
Pretty much the end of the episode, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
No.
What are your overall thoughts?
Well, like I said in the beginning, I really liked the Bachelorette episode. It kind of felt like, You know how in the first episode there was like a clear, like it was distinct that there were 2 stories going on. That it was like Nick and Schmidt, and then just like Winston and like,
and Winston and
whole
Cece or
Allie
something.
problem.
Yeah.
But then I felt like in the Bachelorette one, it was just like one story. You know what I mean? Like,
well, it kind of combined the 2.
Yeah, you're right. It did combine the 2, but like also at the same time, it just like seemed to like flow. Like I wasn't questioning like, oh, what else is gonna happen? Like I was so fixated on what Cece and like Jess were getting into that like I didn't even care if there was like a second storyline. Yeah.
I really liked that one. I'm glad it was just them 2 for the majority of the episode, as opposed to like a big old bachelorette party with 100 girls and strippers and yada yada yada. So yeah, I liked it. I was really pleased that these 2 were paired together. Yeah. I am glad that they showed that they played one right after the other, as opposed to playing like Bachelorette tonight or Bachelor tonight or oh my gosh, Tuesday night, and then the following Tuesday playing the Bachelorette.
I think they planned it.
They're so good.
They're
these
so
writers.
Smart.
Do you want to hop into predictions?
Of course.
All right.
Of course.
Buzz TV predictions.
Ooh,
that was a fun, short little.
Yeah. That was new.
Okay. What do you think?
I can't remember what I was going to say
before. Dang it.
I'm sorry. It was way too long.
Must have been a lie. Just kidding.
It must have not been that important.
Oh, no.
I kind of feel like Allison isn't going to break up with Tripp.
No.
At least not the next
You
episode.
mean Allie?
Yeah.
No.
Allie. Yeah, Allie. Yeah.
I mean, he is still married. Because she even said, too, she's like, don't forget I still have a boyfriend. He's like, yeah, well, I'm still married. So,
right.
So, I mean, yeah, they...
I mean, now it wouldn't be the right time or, like, a good time. Especially since Winston still needs to sort out his, like, freaking marriage thing.
With Rhonda.
Who we never know is going to come back until, like, is she going to come back before the wedding or after the wedding? Or, like, you know what I mean?
I hope he takes Allie to the wedding.
Yeah.
I hope something happens with Rhonda where they figure it out, they get it annulled, and...
Like, maybe via Skype. Maybe you could do that.
Is that a thing?
I don't know.
I mean, if you're...
I mean, you need to be present, but, like, if you can't physically be there...
If you're on duty, active duty, yeah.
Yeah, but you can be there via Skype. Like, I don't see why not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll see that in an upcoming episode.
Maybe.
Yeah, I hope he brings Allie to the wedding. I'd love to see that. Dude, where was Sam?
Well, clearly Sam and Nick aren't technically friends.
Right.
So he's not going to go to the bachelor party.
For sure. But, like, there was literally no mention of Sam at all tonight.
Well, also, bachelorette party, like, why do you want to talk about guys when you're out having fun with your girls?
Yeah, but they're talking about Schmidt, which, okay, I get that.
Yeah.
But even, like, Winston is talking about Allie.
Well, you know what? Sam's going to come back in the next episode. Okay, Kellie.
No. I don't know.
Don't you worry.
I'm happy about it, I guess. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
We'll see.
Yeah, I really want to know what happened to Sam. I feel like he's just
busy.
like the fact that there was no mention of him tonight was kind of bizarre.
Busy doing his thing.
Probably. What did he do last week? Like de-web somebody's toes or something?
Yeah.
Maybe it's off doing some doctor thing.
Doctor thing.
Some doctor thing.
Surgical thing.
Anything else?
No, not that I can think of.
Okay. Well, guys, thanks so much for tuning into Wednesday night, I guess, or Tuesday night's episode.
Our one-day recap.
Our one day late recap. Whatever Michelle just said. Don't forget to subscribe and like us on YouTube. Comment. We can absolutely, if you want to talk to us on Twitter, use the hashtag ABTVNewGirl. And you guys can follow me on social media at Kellie Knez.
And you guys can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at _MichelleFeet.
And next Tuesday, we will be there on Tuesday night recapping both episodes 19 and 20. Oh my gosh, we're almost done.
We're almost done.
This is so intense. Oh my, okay. Things are happening.
Things are happening.
Oh, exciting.
They're moving quickly.
Things are moving very quickly with 2 episodes a night. So we'll see you guys next Tuesday. Have a good week.
Bye.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.